Hello, happy people. Gratitude evening to all of you. Thank you so much for coming on time. So today, I would like to tell about my co-host at the start of this. So my co-host, she is fast, super fast. She is happy star. She is brilliant. She is beautiful. She is caring. Her smile is a asset. She is none other than our Brahma. Brahma,
Yes, Akka. First of all, hello everyone and good evening. Namaste. Hope you are all having a great day. And let us start the session with small exercise like meditation. Usually we all do every day in the morning, but today for a change we'll do now. First, close your eyes, then concentrate on your breath. Inhale and exhale for 5 times. Enough. Okay, let us start now. Close your eyes, concentrate on your breath, inhale and exhale. Okay, we are done. Hope that will this will give you a good relief, like concentrating on something else than what you are doing the whole day. Now, I would like to start the Thop gratitude call. Thank you, Shivani Akka, for making me the co-host for today's session. And today the topic I took will be like interesting and new different topic, that is making mistakes. We all make mistakes at some point or other point of time, or in different situations of life. We learn when we make mistakes. We will be able to correct them in the next time when we make. One thing I would like to tell is, we make mistakes, but make better mistakes each time you do, so that you'll be able to learn something. Now, without wasting any of our time, let us see a video. Shivani Akka?
So, it's hard to talk about failure, isn't it? It's probably one of the most uncomfortable topics that you could bring up. No one likes to admit to them. And yet, it's the most relatable topic. Everyone in this room has failed at something at some point. There's the little things like failing an exam or a driver's test, a diet regime. And then there's the big things that touch us all in life, like the failure to keep a family together, getting fired, failure to keep sober, or to raise a child properly. I'm half American and half Italian, and in the United States, failure is something that's talked about. It's accepted, it's woven into the fabric of social experiences. So it's something that even at times that's glorified. Yet it's still really only cool to talk about failure from a point of success or power. I, however, grew up in Italy, and Italy is a country where failure is absolute stigma. It's embarrassing, it's shameful, it's taboo. There's also the constant threat of the brutta figura, which means in Italian to lose face or to look bad, because we think that failure makes you look bad, in Italy and in many other countries too. In my particular case, this was a little more exasperated by the fact that I grew up in the public eye. My parents are known singers in Italy, and ever since I was a little girl, I've been subjected to public judgment and mass media. And so growing up in a country where brutta figura is supposed to be avoided at all costs, growing up and keeping up appearances hasn't always been that easy of a task. I've been in the entertainment industry ever since I can remember. And I've always felt within me the need to do something, though, for myself. I still today work for Italian television, but I wanted to do something entrepreneurial, but I wouldn't let the fear of failure get in the way of doing something new. And I shouldn't then let the shame of failure eventually get in the way of learning a valuable lesson. So when I was 24, I founded my first company, my fashion brand, my swimwear brand. And I put 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears into this company. I worked so hard. I truly gave it my all. Until one day, I found myself sitting at the desk of my accountant, crying and whining because he was telling me that it was time to close down my company. It just wasn't making financial sense to keep it open anymore. And I was just looking at him like, you're crazy. How can I close down? This is so embarrassing. Like, this brutta figura, it's so shameful. What are people gonna say? What are people gonna think? And he looked at me exasperated because honestly, this was not the first time we were having this conversation. It was probably our fifth. I just couldn't admit failure. I couldn't admit to the shame that I thought that failure was wrapped in. But he finally looked at me and he said something to me that really resonated with me and it eventually freed me. He said to stop focusing so much on the end result, on the fact that I had to close down my company, but to give myself the right amount of credit for all the amazing work that I had put in over these 7 years and all the accomplishments that I had achieved. And he was right, he had seen it all. I mean, I had started this company with nothing but my few savings. My first fashion show was in my backyard. Well, actually, it was my dad's backyard, and I had to beg him to let me use the space for it because I had to have my first fashion show in it. So this was me in 2011, carrying rocks from one side of the runway to the other, just hours before the guests and all the press had arrived. And when they finally did arrive, it had just poured down rain over the entire catwalk and on the bales of hay that I had put for people to sit on. And even finally on the towels that I had put over those bales of hay, everything was completely soaking wet and nobody wanted to sit down and let the fashion show begin. When finally I did convince them to sit down, the models were completely unprofessional because at that point my company couldn't afford professional models. It was a half disaster, if not a total disaster. Over those 7 years, however, I managed to grow my brand into a recognizable and reputable brand. I worked with incredible photographers, influencers, and models all over the world. I shot my campaigns all over the world, from California to Thailand, where I ended up shooting my last campaign. I received thousands of emails of happy, happy clients who would write to me how happy they were with their product. In the end, we think that failure, or at least we hear so much how failure should be inspiring. I was so fixated on the fact that I had to close down my company that I had wiped away all these years of hard work and accomplishments. Failure can be inspiring and it can lead to bigger and better things, but nobody really talks about that process of how do you get there? How do you get through a failure? How do you own it? So I've put together a basic guideline of 3 basic guidelines of how you can get through a failure and own up to one so that you can fail a little more elegantly than I have. And these, in my case, it's in work in my company, but it can be applicable to anything, whether it's a relationship or whatever personal issue that you're struggling with or failing at. Number 1, be responsible. I know how boring this sounds, but trust me, I'm going to try and make it interesting. When we make a mistake or when things go awfully wrong, our first instinct is usually to blame somebody else and not take full responsibility. I see this happen a lot in relationships, but not taking the blame doesn't make us look any cooler. It just either makes us look like cowards or it makes us look like we're in total denial. As much as I really wanted to blame the Italian tax system for being the reason why I had to close my company down, I'm not gonna do that. I'm still trying not to do that. But if you're not going to make a mistake and finally admit to it and understand how and where you made the mistake, then what's the point in failing at all? I am who I am and where I am today, thanks to the consequences of my choices and my choices only, nobody else's. If we're going to be responsible for our success, for our goals and for our ideals and our dreams, we're going to have to be responsible for our failures so that one day we can truly be responsible for our successes. Number 2. Focus on you. I can't tell you how much time I've wasted worrying about what other people thought of me. And when I'm not thinking about what other people are thinking about me, I'm comparing my life to other people's. In our generation especially, we're constantly bombarded and flooded by images of completely unrealistic lifestyles on social media. My life looks incredible on Instagram, and I promise you it's completely far from it. I have normal ups and downs, just like everybody else's. I just choose not to show it on social media. I promise you, I didn't take a selfie and post it the day that I was crying on my accountant's desk. I did, however, take a selfie one day when I was walking home. It started pouring down rain on me. I was carrying these heavy bottles of water alone until I finally got in front of my house and I was locked outside. So I'm under the pouring rain with my bottles of water, locked out of my house. But you know what I posted that moment? I posted this picture. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on you. Focus on the quality of your hard work and on your journey. Do not waste your time looking at what other people are doing because it's not reality. Number 3 is balance. I had to find the balance within me where I was judging myself so harshly that I felt like a loser, but I wasn't recognizing all my hard work and accomplishments. But I also had to take the right amount of responsibility and understand how and where I went wrong. I had to find that balance and meet myself in the middle because only through balance do you truly get clarity. And only through clarity do you really understand where the message is and you learn something. I was someone that was obsessed with the idea of success. But success is not some magical land at the end of the rainbow, in the same way that failure isn't black and white. Life is truly 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. Yes, failure can be inspiring. Yes, it can lead us to bigger and better things. But the only true way we get there is if we learn something and if we own up to our failures. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your patiently watching the video. She tells like if you are responsible for your dreams and goals, then you are responsible for your mistakes too. This is the one line I liked a lot and her inspiring story. Now I would like to listen comments from the people here.
Thank you, Brahma, for sharing this video. As she said that we we have to only focus on what we are doing rather than thinking of the results and all. And then uh, she said many beautiful things uh, about like it's okay to make mistakes and it is okay that we have to learn from it. We have to learn from every mistake we do. So there is a poem written by Terpire or someone, I don't remember. But yeah, let me read it. Don't be afraid to get back up again, to try again, to love again, to live again, and to dream again. Don't let a hard lesson harden your heart. Life's best lessons are often learned at the worst times and from the worst mistakes. There will be times when it seems like everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong, and you might feel like you will be stuck in this rut forever, but you won't. When you feel like quitting, remember that sometimes things have to go very wrong before they can be right. Sometimes you have to go through the worst to arrive at your best. Thank you, Brahma.
Thank you, Akka, for the poem. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a really good video. Thank you, Brahma, for sharing. Uh, you know, it is very hard to share your failures. We don't want to fail, right? We, in our house, we really tried very hard to uh, talk about failures. Like when my son comes and says, "Hey, I got, uh, B grade," then we'll say, "Hey, let's celebrate." Or he says, "I got, sometimes, my younger one, once I think he got like 50% in an exam. And he was like feeling sorry. I said, "No, no, no, let us celebrate. Let us celebrate this." And he's like, "Dad, I got only 50%. And I said, "Who said you have to only celebrate 90%? Why can't you celebrate 50%? And he's like, "I am okay with 50% celebration. Let's go, Daddy." So we really tried to make sure that that was happening. And maybe we should start doing a failure party or something like that, Shivani, in in one of your gratitude hours, where we talk about it. If we figure out an agenda and do it. And you reminded me now, so maybe I'll start my failure parties in my home starting today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I think we can go with the other video of the same topic.
All of us work and we work all the time, but there are different people, their policy of work would be different. Somebody thinks, plans and starts the work. Somebody is afraid that if suppose planning doesn't go well, then failure would be there and that would be a very wrong thing. So they would not start only, they would take long time thinking about it. Now it's very, very clear. It is mentioned in our ancient scriptures that one action would help you to take the another action. But if you just don't do your action, you just think and think, then you are totally wasting your time. So, according to yoga, there is nothing like failure. You do the work, if the result doesn't come properly, you learn from it and again become better and move ahead. So there is nothing like a failure. Failure is only if person is afraid of work and is not working, or is afraid of criticism and so on, getting emotionally attached to the work, or after failure he doesn't start working again. He accepts failure and lives as a failure for the whole life. And such people get into depression and sickness and all such problems. Work itself is a worship, work itself is a therapy. Go on working. There is one example of an office where there were three people supposed to, out of these three, one person was supposed to give a promotion. So all these three people were interviewed. All of them were senior people in the company and they had worked for 30 years, served company for 30 years. So they had lots of experiences. So first person was called. He says, in your 30 years service to the company, tell us how many times you have failed in your work, how many times you have worked in the way that company was at a loss. That fellow says, never, not a single time. I am always very careful and there is no way company can go at a loss. Okay, the second person was called. Second person said, yes, 2 times I was responsible, but I was not. Once my typist did some mistake and typed the wrong number, wrong name, and so the whole thing went to some wrong person and it was cancelled and company was at a great loss. Another time my accountant did not do his work properly and things were in a bad state. So company was at a loss, but I am very careful, I am doing the things well. The third person was called. He says, yes, sir, 3 times I've been responsible for the loss. I tried some new ways that didn't work. So company went into loss, but then I found out what and how. And then we started with a new policy and company has made much more after that. And this has happened 3 times and I'm definitely responsible for all these things. Now, after seeing all these 3 people, the analysis was done very clearly. That first person doesn't even think of working. He just comes, sits, watches everyone and goes away. He is not trying to progress in life, trying to do anything in life. He is just coming and sitting. Second person is a blame game person who wants to blame this person and that person for the problem, doesn't take responsibility himself. He is supposed to check. He is supposed to do everything which is not doing. Third person is the best person who is feeling for company, trying for company, doing some or other ways in which company should progress. So he was the right person and he was given the promotion. So what do we learn from this? Don't get afraid of failures. Failure is part of life. failure from one angle. But there is nothing like a failure according to yoga, because you have learnt, you have grown, you have become more matured, you have become more confident, and so you have more knowledge to manage the whole show. So it is always progress and progress. There is nothing like failure. Let us learn and progress in life.
Thank you, Akka, for the presenting. Now I would like to ask, like, we make mistakes and we admit them. We all have our mistake stories which we can share. So if there is someone who would like to share, then it will be fine.
We have to share our mistake stories, Abrama.
Yes, Akka.
Any? Okay, let me think.
Or childhood mistakes which we do in our childhood, like at the age of between till 8, we all do mistakes in school, like funny things, not like mistakes but the funny things.
Yeah, it is a weird thing. I don't know, but one day what happened is our teacher came and said everyone to be silent, and she said to sleep. It was a leisure time, so we slept, and she said who doesn't do noise or be quiet and calm, I will give them the chocolate, and she placed it on the table. And at the end of the period she went somewhere and kept her bag and chocolate there itself, and everyone was sleeping. I went and took that chocolate. No one knows that. And then she came and saw that, like, she didn't understand where the chocolate gone. Until now she don't know.
You should have called her now and told her, Mom, I took your chocolate that day in class.
Yeah, that was
That
one of
might
the
be the
funniest.
birthday. That might be the birthday chocolate that day someone have given her.
Yeah, it was. It was coconut chocolate. Do you remember? One coconut chocolate.
Bounty.
And I used to like it, so I wanted it madly. And I'm not sure that she will give it to me or not. So I went and stole.
Thank you, Akka, for your story. That's all from my side today. Thank you all who have attended the call and patiently heard me with my stories and things.
Thank you, Brahma, for taking this up. And if you have any comments, you can uh, tell. So, as Brahma told about mistakes today, I remember this poem that be thankful. Be thankful that you don't already have everything you desire. If you did, what would there be to look forward to? Be thankful when you don't know something, for it gives you the opportunity to learn. Be thankful for the difficult times. During those times, you grow. Be thankful for your limitations because they give you opportunities for improvement. Be thankful for each new challenge because it will build your strength and character. Be thankful for your mistakes. They will teach you valuable lessons. Be thankful when you are tired and weary because it means you have made a difference. It is easy to be thankful for the good things. A life of rich fulfillment comes to those who are also thankful for the setbacks. Gratitude can turn a negative into a positive. Find a way to be grateful for your troubles, and they can become your best. So, be thankful for any mistake you did. It was not a mistake, it was defined as mistake. That's it. So, uh, only remember the lessons you learned from it. Now, like, for few minutes, let us do this activity. Uh, Please take a pen and a paper. Dhanush, would you like to tell anything?
Yeah, Isaka. Uh, before this activities continues, I would like to share my moment of
Go
failure.
ahead.
Yeah, I think no one is speaking, but I guess no one is experiencing the failure because these people are the most successful till now, I guess. So I experienced many failures, and yes, in many failures because the one funny incident is when I am when I'm riding a bicycle in my childhood, when I'm starting, when I'm on the first day, I I really uh, because in no way I can hold on the balance when I'm riding the bicycle, because that comes in everyone's life, I guess, because it's even easier to handle a bike, but it's not even to handle a bicycle at that age, because in my home there is only big cycle where my father can use, and my legs are not too big to hold the pedal to bicycle then. So I fell on one day, I fell and I slept for the 1 week, and that happened for 3 times. I did not know how it happened, and 1 month I did not touch the cycle. One day my mother came with a stick. If you won't ride his bicycle, I will beat you like anything. So at least to escape from the beatings, you should learn the bicycle. So that how I get my bicycle. On everyone's journey, bicycle will learning will be a sweet failure, but my in my journey it will be the better and the hardest failure, and that's how even my most of the learnings and failures continued in the same way, but they given me the greatest experiences, and that's how I thank these videos helping me to remind once more those failures. Thank you, team.
Thank you, Dhanush. Like as it was a good one. So as you told, I remember one poem of one of my favorite poems. So let me. Yeah, it is a Hindi one by हरिवंश राय बच्चन. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है. मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना कभी ना अखरता है. आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं जाती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. असफलता एक चुनौती है, स्वीकार करो, क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो. जब सफल ना हो, नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम, संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़ मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you didn't understand, I will send a translation of it today. So uh, it is about trying, and you will never fail if you keep trying. So yeah. So today's task is uh, just write 2 or 3 sentences on how you would thank your mistakes. Like thank you, my dear mistakes, for helping me grow. Thank you, my dear mistakes, to let for letting me know that there is another side of success or something like that. Just thank. If mistake was a person, how would you thank it? Write 2 or 3 sentences or anything. Let us do that for a few minutes. If you didn't understand, you can ask. Oh, I wrote it this like this. Thank you, my dear mistakes, for letting me grow. Thank you, my dear mistakes, for saying the miss of all my takes. Thank you, my dear mistakes, for telling me what I missed. If you are done, please let me know. Are you done, Brahma?
Yes, Akka.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, mistake, for showing me that I made a mistake and giving me a chance to not to make it and correct it for the next time.
Wow. Yes, Dhanush.
yeah. I did not remember much more sentences. Thank you so much for the mistakes that helped me to connect with the more people in this world where only few of are the success, and I connected to the more failures, and I learned the most of the failures. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Dhanush. As Dhanush told, I again write one line. Thank you, mistakes, for letting me go. to another person to ask for help. So, are you done? Shall I go to the next activity? Idea, Thop gratitude mates. Okay, let us go again. A movie which we which we are watching from 2 weeks. So here is another 15 minutes of that.
दिन चार ना आएंगे बार बार जीले जीले मेरे यार जेब खाली तो उधार जी जिंदगी
वाओ, ये क्या है यार? सुपर्ब।
हो गया? देखो क्या हैंडराइटिंग है। ये क्या है ईशान? सब स्पेलिंग गलत है तुम्हारे। यहाँ पे टेबल TABL और यहाँ पे TABEL और ये क्या है? THE द की जगह सिर्फ D। क्या है ये? कितनी बार ईशान, कितनी बार? अभी कल ही हम लोगों ने किया है। इतनी जल्दी कैसे भूल सकते हो तुम? बहुत मस्ती हो गई, फिर उसी क्लास में रह जाओगे। तुम्हारे सारे दोस्त अगली स्टैंडर्ड में चले जाएंगे। कांति, रोहन, अच्छा लगेगा तुम्हें? कॉन्सेंट्रेट बेटा, कॉन्सेंट्रेट। बकवास बंद करो और स्पेलिंग ठीक करो। नहीं। क्या? नो नो नो। ईशान, ईशान।
दादा दादा दादा
जाना ही नो। आज कोई कहानी नहीं, मैं बहुत थक गया हूँ।
दादा आज मैं स्कूल से भाग गया।
क्या?
वो वॉल क्रॉस करके भाग गया।
हैं? कब?
फर्स्ट पीरियड के बाद।
क्यों?
वो मैथ्स वर्क भी नहीं किया था और यूनिट टेस्ट पेपर भी नहीं सेंड करवाया था।
तो फिर गया तो किधर?
कहीं नहीं, इधर उधर घूमा रोड पे।
रोड पे? अकेले?
बिंदास।
लुक एट योर गट्स। तुम्हें पता है कितना डेंजरस है? कुछ भी हो सकता था। एक्सीडेंट हो जाता, तुम्हें कोई किडनैप कर लेता। पापा भी घर पे नहीं है। इडियट। मॉम को बताया? मैं बताऊं?
नहीं 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 नहीं,
तो फिर?
वो एब्सेंट नोट लिख दो ना दादा।
क्या?
एब्सेंट नोट।
नहीं 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 नहीं, मैं झूठ मूठ का कोई एब्सेंट नोट नहीं लिखने वाला। चल चल सो जा, सुबह मम्मा को सब बता दूंगा।
दादा प्लीज, प्लीज दादा, दादा प्लीज। एब्सेंट नोट टीचर।
कैसे हो? 99. Go. Children, सरप्राइज मैथ्स टेस्ट. इसके मार्क्स फाइनल में गिने जाएंगे, तो इसलिए जरा ध्यान से. टेक 1 and pass the rest. Here.
बिंदास कैप्टन निशान मिशन इम्पॉसिबल पे निकला. टैंटरैन! उसका मिशन सूरज से तीसरे प्लैनेट अर्थ को खींचकर सोलर सिस्टम के 9 प्लैनेट प्लूटो में इंटू कर देना है. 3 into 9. टैंटरैन! बीप 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 बीप. अरे बाप रे बाप, गर्मा गर्म प्लैनेट मार्स तो कैप्टन निशान की हिमालय पकड़ को पिघला देगा. बचा लियो. हाय जुपिटर, हाय जुपिटर. हाय सैटर्न, हैविंग फन. बाय. अब 3-9 में इंटू होने जा रहा है. Pluto is destroyed. वो planet ही नहीं रहा. ढूंढ लिया. बिंदास कैप्टन निशान ने जवाब ढूंढ लिया. 3 into 9 का जवाब है 3.
Time up.
निशान कैसा था टेस्ट? बिंदास.
Thanks, Ram.
हीरो पापा आ गए.
पापा कब आए?
कल रात तुम सो रहे थे.
बाय पापा. बाय नो.
बाय. मैंने क्या ले?
वो
स्ट्रॉबेरी. और दादा के लिए?
वही.
दोनों के लिए?
धो लो पहले. ईशान, ईशान, ईशान.
पापा एक्वेरियम. पापा पापा प्लीज आज एक्वेरियम. पापा पापा आज एक्वेरियम जाएंगे. ओके.
माया, ईशान को बुखार था थर्सडे को.
नहीं तो
ये क्या है? एब्सेंट नोट.
मैंने ये नोट नहीं लिखा.
ईशान, इधर आओ. कम हियर. ईशान, इधर आओ फौरन. इधर आओ. ये क्या है? क्या मतलब है इस नोट का? जवाब दो ईशान, वरना इतना मारूंगा के। नीचे मत देखो, नीचे मत देखो, ऊपर देखो, ऊपर देखो मेरी आंखों में, एंड आंसर मी। वेयर द हेल वर यू ऑन थर्सडे? वेयर?
पूछती हूँ, कहाँ गए थे बेटा?
स्कूल नहीं गए तो कहाँ गए?
बोलो बेटा, कहाँ?
आंसर, गॉड डैम इट। क्या क्या बोल रहा है?
बंक।
व्हाट? स्कूल बंक किया ईशान? बंक किया और क्या किया? क्या किया? कहाँ गए? कहाँ? रोड? व्हाट रोड? कौन सा रोड? किसके साथ? किसके साथ गए?
अकेले।
अकेले? दिमाग खराब है तुम्हारा? आर यू आउट ऑफ योर ब्लडी माइंड? सारे शहर में अकेले घूम रहे थे, हमारा जरा भी ख्याल नहीं आया? इडियट! ये क्या हो रहा है यहाँ? सुना तुमने? और कहीं खो जाता तो कहाँ ढूंढते थे हम लोग? और ये किसने लिखा? किसने लिखा ये एब्सेंट नोट? तुम तो ढंग से लिख नहीं सकते, ब्लडी डफर इडियट! इतना लिख पाते तो पास नहीं हो जाते?
ईशान, किसने लिखा ये नोट?
बताओ किसने लिखा ये? ईशान, this is the last time I'm asking you, who wrote this absent note? बोलो, किसने लिखा? बताओ, tell me.
क्लास वर्क और होमवर्क दोनों में कोई इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं, बिल्कुल पिछले साल की तरह। बुक्स आर स्टिल हिज एनिमीज। पढ़ना लिखना जैसे पनिशमेंट हो। इसकी इंग्लिश की हैंडराइटिंग कभी कभी रशियन जैसी लगती है। जानबूझ के मिस्टेक्स रिपीट करता है, ध्यान हमेशा क्लास के बाहर रहता है।
All the time asking for permission to go to the toilet. I'm thirsty, I want to do susu. Thirsty, susu. Thirsty, susu. Disturbs the whole class with his silly pranks.
और आपने इसके एग्जाम पेपर्स देखे होंगे, हर सब्जेक्ट में अंडे उबाले हैं।
आपने इसके एग्जाम पेपर भेजे थे?
पिछले वेंसडे को पेरेंट्स सिग्नेचर के लिए आज तक वापस नहीं आए।
They were a sight, I tell you, Mrs. Avasti. In fact, I sent a letter specially to meet you.
ये देखिए, मैथ्स टेस्ट 3 into 9 is equal to 3। बस इसके बाद सारे सवाल छोड़ दिए। कौन मानेगा ये यूहान अवस्थी का छोटा भाई है?
मिस्टर अवस्थी,
Yes.
वैसे भी थर्ड स्टैंडर्ड में आपके बेटे का ये दूसरा साल है। अगर ऐसे ही चलता रहा तो आई एम सॉरी, मैं आपकी कोई मदद नहीं कर पाऊंगी। शायद इसे कोई प्रॉब्लम है।
क्या मतलब?
शायद वो, कुछ बच्चे बदनसीब होते हैं और ऐसे बच्चों के लिए अलग से स्पेशल स्कूल्स भी होते हैं।
हटा वहां से। ए बोला ना तेरे को, हटा वहां से।
This is it for today. So, do you have any comments? Anyone would like to share anything? So let us go to the magic of My Top Gratitude team. So today we will be thanking our Suryanna. Suryanna, our top leader, who makes everyone a leader by supporting them and encouraging them for who they are. Suryanna, our beloved brother, who cares for everyone and will be there for everyone. Suryanna, he is not only Anna, he is Mana Anna. We, the Gratitude team, made a video for Suryanna to express our gratitude towards him. We just love the way he takes responsibility and takes initiative to be the best in everything he does. So, let me present that. Anna, for everything and everything you have been doing. You have been a big support to the ESL. I always get inspired by you, the way you respect everyone, the way you care for everyone, the way you encourage everyone. We are lucky to have a senior like you and hope you get everything you wish. All the best for your future, Anna. Many more accomplishments to come. Sandhya. To our beloved Suryanna, thank you for everything. I got inspired by the way you respect everyone, the way you support and encourage all of us. The love, I love the way you send gratitude cards every time after the Thop talk. You always inspire us. Your achievements are truly amazing, and I hope that you accomplish more in your life. All the best for your future endeavors, Anaya. Shavanti. Anaya, you are one of the best for me. I like the way you guide and the way you talk. You are kind hearted. Excellence is not a skill, it's an attitude. From you, I learned so many things. No words to say about you, Anaya. Finally, one thing, all the best for your future goals. Vaishu. To Suryanna, thank you, Anna, for being with us in every situation. You care us a lot. You always inspire us by your accomplishments. Thank you, Anna, for sparing time with us. All the best for your future, Anna. Spurti. Hey Suryanna, thank you for being there for everyone around you. You dreamt of it and you made it happen. Congratulations, Anaya. I hope you will have many success stories in the coming days. You are our star. I hope you shine like Surya. Hello, Suryanna. Anmol, you are. You always inspire us with your accomplishments. Thank you, Anna, for always supporting us. All the best for your future, Anna. Supraja. Suryanna, you are emotion. You are a emotion. When I said emotion, I mean it. The way you care for others, the way you respect everyone, the way you see beauty in everything, the way you make others happy, the way you attend meets by respecting our sessions and calls, the way you accept people just the way they are is so inspiring that it gives all the positive emotions. Thank you for being our cheerleader and supporting all of us. A little card is to say a big thank you. Thank you, Suryanna, for everything you do for us. Thank you, Anaya, for clearing my doubts. Your accomplishments always inspire us. Thank you for your constant support. All the best for your future endeavors, Anaya. Praneeth. So, let us conclude today's call with a gratitude card. Hey, my dear people, thank you for joining us today. Your time, your consistency, your energy will make you a better person someday. Thank you very much for being my cheerleader all the time. So, if you have any comments or if you want to tell anything, uh, you can talk for. We have another few 4 minutes. Yes, sir.
Shivani, thank you very much for doing this top gratitude hour for so many weeks. This is my morning motivation. I get up in the morning and I put an alarm to wake up just half an hour before your top talk starts and get ready and put it on. And I always get excited. So gets my whole day to be in a positive mode. So thank you so much for doing this for I know you're doing it for everyone, but I feel like you're doing it for me.
Thank you, my dear friend. Anyone wants to, or it's okay. Only if you are comfortable. So, this is what gratitude helps us be to be a better person every single day. So take a step towards being grateful for who you are, for all the mistakes, for every lesson you get from that. And I hope you have at least one takeaway from this session. Thank you so much.